Here we go then. It's the wheelchair quad singles championship final on Louis Armstrong Stadium, USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. The final day of action, the 2021 US Open. Dylan Alcott going for the Golden Slam, a match away from history. And he is facing the young man from the Netherlands in shot, Niels Vink. And with the Aussie to get this underway. Talk a little bit about the draw, just set the scene. As you mentioned, 8 players in the wheelchair quad singles draw. In fact, Vink was unseeded. It was Sam Schroeder, who was the number 2 seed, his doubles partner. He got it done against Schroeder. 6-4, and then he beat Andy Lapthorne from Great Britain 6-1, should I say, 7-6, 6-1.
Yeah, so he's had some tough work to get through to this point here. That opening match against Schroeder was a big one. Again, tough to mind. He was up 5-1 in the first set. Sam battled back, forced the tiebreaker, and then Neil steadied the ship and was able to get that first set. From that point on, he kind of seemed to have settled down. And then again, a repeat performance with Lapthorne in the semifinals. Tiebreaker in the first and kind of broke Andy's spirit, I think, a little bit. Here he is, punched his ticket into the final and up 30-love in this opening service game of Alcott.
Solid start
Long 40
on the turn. It's been a fairly comfortable passage for Alcott through the draw. Top seed, of course. Beat Brian Barton from the States, 11-1 in the his first match, that a quarter-final. Barton a wild card. He beat Sugino yesterday from Japan, 2-1. Competitive opening 4 games. Then he started to dominate. Backhand.
Yeah, that's the side that really provides the firepower that time with the slice, but typically it's with the topspin backhand off the Alcott side there. He'll force Vink to hit a lot of balls there. He'll stay perched over on that deuce side, open up that backhand side. He'll leave it available, knowing he can track things down. It's the side he wants to hit a lot of balls on.
The backhand this time from the Dutchman, just getting enough slice on that ball, just moving away from the Aussie.
First game.
It's an early break of serve for Niels Vink. I get the impression, Paul, listening to you talk about this young man, this is a star of the future, the kind of talent that maybe will take over from Dylan's domination that he's enjoyed for a good period of time now, once he decides to move away from maybe competitive tennis.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of young players, and they both happen to be Dutch right now. Sam Schroeder and Niels Vink are the 2 young guns on the scene. But I think ultimately, as I look at the game that this young man possesses off both sides, his speed, his service prowess, he is the complete package. And as he matures and really grows into his game, I think he is the man to possibly dominate this division going forward.
Off the return. Let's get going yesterday, didn't it? Alcott, those first 4 games against Sugino, and then there was all of a sudden a bit more energy, a bit more intensity, a bit more volume from his side of the court, and that seemed to make a difference. Sweet return.
Yeah, I think with Sugino yesterday, it was a little bit of that figure out the lefty and that little difference that they bring to the court. And once he got that dialed in, made a few small adjustments, upped his game, and then, yeah, pretty much rolled from that point on. He's rolling here in this first Vink service game. Both players getting good looks at their opponent's serves early on here.
15-30.
3 finals today. In the wheelchair draws. Handful yesterday as well. 4 days of tennis. These competitors. Just to give you an idea of the proximity of the Tokyo Paralympics for these players. That was last weekend, so very, very quick turnaround.
40.
They've been the first challenge, traveling, the body adjusting, of course, from a completely different time zone. That's too good. Applause from the Australian.
And at the end of the match in Tokyo, it was Dylan coming forward into the court that presented a bit of a problem for Vink. And here in early going, Dylan looking to repeat that, but Vink finding the mark here, pinning him up with that one, and executing beautifully with the line.
Yeah, Alcott.
Get up, Daniil.
One game
Response, fair amount
First
of
set.
that yesterday from the man from Australia. He's been talking about how he sees this, the size of this achievement over the last few days. That was, of course, topic of conversation during the last major at Wimbledon as well. Trying to deflect, I think, a little bit of the attention, the pressure. Very happy for the media coverage that it brings the sport on the one hand. It's always been an important element for Dylan Alcott, but at the same time I think there's been a strategy, as we were discussing yesterday, hasn't there? There's been a consistent message of if it doesn't happen, then everything's still good.
He'll be all right, which
Yeah.
I think he will be, but I don't think that means he doesn't want it. Yeah, you don't get yourself to this point in history to not want to just take a full dive into it and get it all. Eat the whole cake, not just a slice. Both players looking a little shaky on their service games here. We're only into the 3rd game, but it's been the breaks of serve that have dominated so far. We'll see how this continues to unfold. Sometimes you get into these break fests where guys have trouble holding serve, guys or girls. Vink just missing with the attempted inside out there. Which can be a very effective return.
.30 years of age, Alcott, born in Melbourne, which of course is stages the Australian Open normally every January, a little later this year.
Vink finding the mark there with the topspin backhand return.
30 all.
Evens things at 30 all. And that's part of what's separating this kid from the pack here, his ability to be explosive off both sides. And then you add in his speed in the chair. Makes for a very formidable opponent.
That's a great volley.
40-30.
Just put a headset on him and let him do his own play-by-play and color.
Normally part of the experience of watching Dylan Alcott. Yeah, it's good.
This is going to be a consistent pattern that we'll see. Alcott trying to press the action, looking to get in. Execute at the net. If it takes painting lines like that, it's going to be a tough assignment for Niels all day. Tough to continue to repeat that. Great serve by Alcott.
Advantage, Alcott.
So there we are, the first hold of this final. On top.
First set. Love 15.
He said it was his ambition to get a Paralympic medal. That was always the first target, and he achieved that a few days ago in Tokyo, the Ariake Tennis Park, the Ariake Coliseum, the main court there, renovated for the games this year.
Beautiful facility. Really did a wonderful job of hosting that Paralympics. The premier tennis center now, with the renovations and everything that they've done there. Some great events there in the future.
His first taste for the sport when he visited the London Paralympics. That's where the desire was ignited. Decided he wanted to be a piece of this. Here we are a few years later on the biggest stages in the sport.
Yeah, you can tell when you spend a little time with him or around the court with Niels, he truly loves playing. I mean, it's fun for him. Not fun watching that Alcott forehand fly past him, but in the big picture of things, he's enthusiastic and joyous and truly loves being on the court.
(40-30).
It's probably the one inconsistent spot for Dylan Alcott. You know, can go big and can be massive off the forehand side, but it can let him down on occasions and be a little erratic and a little inconsistent. Whereas the backhand is typically steady, like that one, but here we are with each player opening up, getting broken, but now each player backing up with a hold to get us to 2-all.
Yeah, it's been a tight start in this big final. Download the US Open app to check out your favorite players, track the latest scores, stats, highlights, player news and more on what is the final day of the tournament, final day of Grand Slam tennis in 2021, usopen.org. It's available in the App Store, Google Play Store. It's been quite an incredible fortnight, really, of tennis from day one. So many big stories here in New York. Historic achievements across all the draws.
Vink pushing Alcott all the way back to the J.P. Morgan microphones box to win the first point here at game number 5.
Net. Second service. Love 30.
First double fault for the Aussie. Just opens the door for the Dutchman.
You know, I had the same set of circumstances in the women's final with the Golden Slam on the line, but I got to tell you, there's a completely different feel to this match already in the early going. I'll address that here in a moment. Yeah, in the women's match, both players came out strong, playing very good, very aggressively, and really got into a good flow and rhythm. There was a high quality of tennis. Here, it seems like there's just kind of a tension in the match from both players a little bit, kind of a slow grind, and nobody's really found any rhythm yet. And clearly the moment seems to be a little heavier here on this court in this match.
Just deep, so saves the first break point.
15-40.
We've already had a piece of history on this court. Our first golden slam of the day. That was for Dieder de Groot, another Dutch player.
Game Vink.
Frustration for the top seeders. Another service game slips away. Vink.
Vink leads 3-2 first set.
Break once more. 3-2. 17 minutes.
There's the ever-present positive self-talk of Dylan Alcott. His biggest fan himself, pushing himself along.
Love 15.
Oh, what a beautiful return that was. Perfect timing.
Yeah, made that look easy. Yeah, you kind of think you got to ball into the body a little bit. Gets the racket out ahead.
Love 40.
Just like in the last service game for Alcott, it's Vink now looking at 3 break points. In an odd rhythm to this match so far. Break, break, hold, hold, break, and looking at another break possibly.
Alcott.
So the back and forth continues
3 games
inside Louis Armstrong.
first set.
6 games played with 3 apiece after 20 minutes.
Kind of like a dance routine. Break, break, hold, hold, break, break.
This is where Alcott will look to start to pull away here. When did you first get a look at Niels Vink, Paul, and
Love 15.
talking to me a little while ago, just before we came on there, about the pathway for a young player like him into these sort of Grand Slam events?
Yeah, I think, as I recall, I think seeing him in 2017 in Sardinia at the World Team Cup, where he was a young junior, so 4 years ago, and would put him at 14 years old. And then again at a tournament that it's held each year in Tarbes, France, La Petite As,
Yeah.
which is run concurrently for the wheelchair players, our junior masters. So our top 8 boys and top 4 girls by ranking on the ITF rankings show up there each year. And I remember Niels there. And, certainly it was eye-opening to see how quick he was in the chair and how engaged he was as a player learning. And he's come a long way since then. He's a pretty accomplished and fully equipped player now. But those were the first couple of looks I had at this young kid. You knew he was going to be good.
15-30.
Yeah, it was just a matter of when he would get it all put together.
Gold and a bronze in Tokyo. Gold in the doubles. Huge moment for the young Dutchman.
Oh. 15-40.
Tough time to be throwing one of those in there. We've seen 3 so far from Alcott. But that one might be the one that's the most costly.
Well, we expected this to be tight. It's been the case so far.
4-3, first set.
Got the break again. Looking for a 2-game cushion here. That's the plan. It's wonderful control, isn't it? The construction of the points.
Yeah, and I'm starting to see that all of that just what took place in Tokyo just a short while ago, and I think I can get the sense that Vink learned a lot from that. I'm sure they've analyzed that match already in just a short period of time. And he's got a high enough tennis IQ to have translated what he learned in Tokyo, and he's putting it into practice here.
Yeah, it's always a good test, isn't it, when you've suffered a defeat just a few days earlier. Got to look at it as an opportunity to try and just tweak the game plan. Continue to improve.
And Dylan presents such an odd matchup for so many players in this division. And I think Niels has the firepower and the speed to combat it. That's what makes him probably the #1 candidate to derail Alcott
30-15.
But a long way to go. The big return forcing the error there off the Vink backhand. Dylan levels it at 30-all here, kind of getting into some critical points as we get a little bit deeper into this set here. Pressure going to start to slowly build.
He's got a chance here
40-30.
to start to take control of this first set.
Deuce.
Good deep second serve there, but just missing the mark. Both players, 3 double faults. Both players not really taking care of their second serves. Turns get punished a little bit for the missed first serves.
Alcott.
response after stealing a game that was starting to look like it might get away from him.
4 games on. First set.
Vink with a game point for 5-3, threw in the double fault. And we're tied once more, 4-all.
4 breaks of serve in a row. So that pattern of breaks of serve continues to mostly hold for the day. To Alcott now. Might have just loosened him up enough with that little momentum swing right there to get back at 4-all.
Yeah, what a beautiful backhand that was. Inch perfect.
15 love.
Great 1-2 strike here by Alcott. Rolling back, clearing space.
Got a nice quick hold here. I feel like he's got the momentum tail end of this opener. There we go, 5 points in a row. Good shape here, 30 love.
Yeah, and I think this is the experience of Alcott kind of coming through right here, really channeling that positive energy, looking for those opportunities to really kind of pump himself up. And Neil's now up against it.
And the backhand's too good.
Big hold of serve there.
Yeah, nice passage of play.
Alcott leads 5 games
It's
to
looking
4.
as if he'd go down 5-3, now up 5-4. 9 of the last 10 points for the top seed. If he breaks here, first set's done.
The miss hit finds the mark. Maybe that's what it takes
15 love.
to bust Niels out of this little funk here. What he has done well here in just the early going is 2 first serves. And that's why he wants to continue keeping the first serves in and not giving Alcott the look at the second. Dylan has been cleaning those up pretty regularly here today.
You're shaking your head, Paul, when he executed the short forehand. Didn't do enough with that.
Not at all.
15.
Yeah, really surprised at the approach he took with that, kind of looking like he wanted to push that. He was looking to push it in the corner. He has time there to light that one up and finish, but it's a big mistake there, and now he's left himself open. Big time hold by Niels Vink there. 4 out of 5 first serves served him well.
First set.
Brings us even at 5-all.
It's the 6th time they've played, incidentally. Vink looking for his first victory.
Wow, what a breakthrough that would be, huh?
Yeah, what a stage.
Yeah.
An occasion as well.
That would tell you something about the young man from the Netherlands. If he could indeed pull this off here today.
He likes to entertain, this guy.
15 love.
Neil starts it off with the drop shot here, pulling Alcott in. Alcott on the wheels. The response, the volley exchange. Alcott fist in the air, voice big, bold. Yep.
He's going to make sure he enjoys those moments. Tries to bring everybody in, doesn't he, when he's on the tennis court. Such a strong connection with fans watching these matches.
Great serve, Dill.
30 love.
Forehand too good. Just outmaneuvered the Aussie.
30-15.
Seems that Vink has a game plan when Alcott comes in. Most of his first shots have been to Alcott, meaning not trying to avoid him on the first one, but to put it on him in the middle of the court, kind of pin him in there, and then with the second shot looks to clean it up. Dylan not doing enough with that first volley.
Oh, what touch off the half volley.
40-15.
We've seen a number of examples of that in the doubles and in his singles matches in some of the earlier rounds. He does indeed possess that weapon. Makes it tough for an opponent.
It's beautiful movement this time.
It's Vink on the attack and up inside
40,
the forecourt. Great depth there on that kind of approach shot. Anticipating a line there. Easy forehand volley. Still a point away from getting it back to deuce.
Finds the cross-court forehand again into the gap.
And down the stretch in Tokyo, again, back to that match and how close it was. Vink stayed in the back part of the court oftentimes in these rallies, whereas in that one right there, you could see once he put Dylan deep into the court, he pushed forward and looked to take that ball a little bit earlier for the finish. And again, that might be something that they've learned since just a week ago.
Slicker, quicker courts here in the US Open. They
Alcott.
take that slice serve quite well, don't they? It stays low and skids away.
Yeah, and indeed, one of Alcott's weapons is that wide serve on the deuce side. Hits it pretty repeatedly, pretty comfortably. Big moment there, he had one.
Alcott.
The volume is rising inside Louis Armstrong.
Alcott leads 6 games to 5.
Edges ahead
First
once
set.
more. So crunch time now inside Armstrong. Wheelchair quad singles final.
Vink responded with a great hold at 4-5. We'll see if he can do it at 5-6.
Love 15. Love 30.
Pressure mountain here in this service game.
That's great serve. Under pressure.
Wow.
15-30.
Dylan wondering about the call there, but that is big time second serve in a big time spot.
Yeah, no arguing with the electronic line calling here. Just gotta accept those calls. Move on swiftly.
And just like that.
30.
Back to even. Vink settling in a little bit again. Showing some ice water in his 18-year-old veins.
Disappointed he didn't do a better job.
Yeah, kind of looked like he was trying to deliver that knockout blow there to get himself a break point or a set point, but now it's Vink, a point away from forcing the breaker.
Deuce.
Here we go then. This is the opportunity.
Advantage. Alcott.
I remember Vink was looking like he might come through this opening set at that point for 5-3. Oh, absolutely sensational to wrap up this opening set. He's halfway there, halfway to history. Takes the opener 7 games to 5. Second set then about to get underway. By and large, it was a good final period of that first set for the top seed.
Yeah, we'll see how much energy he carries over. Maybe a little over-exuberant there to start this off. Starts with the double. I'm sure he would love, both of these players would love to get on the board first here in the second set. Kind of set the tone.
What a backhand.
Daniil did a nice job of setting himself up in the chair there.
Love
to execute that shot. Put the extra work in at the end.
Racket work on the move. Perfect timing. Generate the pace. Oh, a beautiful combination. I thought he'd gone wide initially, but inch perfect again, and there's that move forward.
Yeah, once he puts you in the corner there, you know he's coming. And it's just a matter of, can you get it past him? Oftentimes you think you get it to their feet. But nope, with the touch in the hands, half volley, drop, shot, winner. Beautifully executed. no fluke. He's done it too many times.
$30. $40-30.
That's a good hold. Again, momentum always so important on a tennis court.
First game, second set.
That's the first box ticked, carries over. Feeling that he's maybe just starting to take control of this match into the early stages of this second.
Yeah, you do, and his energy is up, it's high, and I don't know that Niels knows how to combat that verbal energy that Dylan brings to the court, you know, with his outbursts and his commentary, and Niels, you know, just kind of quietly kind of going about his business in there, but you need to think that it's affecting him over there somehow, and he doesn't have necessarily an answer, and how do you combat that? Vink is going to need to stay with Alcott in the early going here in this second set. It's going to be critical to not allow him to get that separation. He didn't let him get it till late in the first. Cannot let him get it early in the second.
$15. $15-30.
Stay up, Dil. Stay up. Here we go.
Yeah, more encouragement, recognizing the importance of this phase of the match.
Come on,
It's just deep. Now he's got a couple of break points. Chance to
15-40.
keep things moving in the right direction.
You know, most mental skills experts would tell you that you kind of have to be channeling a positive voice as you play, and you keep streaming positive thoughts through your head. He just does it outwardly. You know, everybody else has to run that sequence in their heads usually, and they don't verbalize it as much. He just does it verbally and is very comfortable in that mode.
Deuce.
Big point to get it back to deuce there. Alcott backhand just too strong right there, even with the speed of Vink. Not able to track that down. Just the flick there. Ball has a ton of action, just explodes off the court.
It's a nice combination, isn't it? But a vicious slice initially. Got the ball he was looking for to finish the point.
Moving fast here. It may be wise to settle down a little bit, make sure a first serve goes in here.
Advantage, Vink.
And some emotion finally from the Dutchman there. You can see he's engaged. Not as easy for him to do it, but pretty good outburst there. Probably needed to get that one out of his system.
Well played, really well played.
1 game all, second set.
During a stage of the match where it was just starting to feel like the Australian was imposing himself in terms of the tennis he was playing, but also personality as well on this final. Doing a good job of digging in there.
Yeah, that's an important answer right there. I mean, it might not seem like a big one, but 2-0 would have been a pretty early big hole. He's right there toe-to-toe with him.
Low 15.
Daniil, come on, you up.
Big second serve there off the racket of Alcott.
15 all.
Come on, baby.
Thirty, 15.
Wow.
Beautiful, absolutely sensational that return.
Yeah, carved
30
through
all.
that. I had that lined up from the start. Racket prepped early and just knifed through it.
Pacey. Just a nice return. Oh yeah,
Finding
just
the
dropped in.
mark. Wow. Looked like Alcott was willing to let that
30,
one fly
40.
and sail. He acknowledges too good. Great chance for Vink now.
Yeah, there was a bit of a groan, wasn't there, as he realised this had just dropped in. Enough topspin on the ball to bring that down.
How do you answer? 78 up the tee.
Deuce.
And that's probably maybe one of the separation points between these two guys, that one-shot ability that Dylan has off the serve. 2 aces, but the pressure he can bring with his first serve is a little bit bigger than what Vink can bring.
Advantage, Vink.
Starting to find the range on that wide one there.
Oh, so good to save break points.
Deuce.
Perfect combination.
Serve and volley. Not often seen in wheelchair tennis.
Good job, Dylan. Good job, Dylan.
Advantage, Alcott.
just there
Yes.
quite yet. That's 6 double faults today. Fire down a second ace earlier in this game.
Come on, Dylan!
Forced error there off the
Advantage.
backhand side of
Alcott.
Vink. Gives Alcott here another look at a 2-1 lead in the second set, up a set already. So we close in pretty close to 1 hour for this match.
Finally fights his way through a long service game. Could be significant. He's got the lead
Alcott
once more.
leads 2 games to 1.
Game he wins
Second
now.
set.
So
And
just a
1
little
set to
bit
love.
closer.
So it'll be a few months, but if we see him in Melbourne Down Under in January, well, we'll know that he's sticking around for a little while. That would be the first indicator. He doesn't show up there, and that would pretty much tell you what you need to know.
This is another big service game for the
Long
Dutchman.
lead.
Yeah, in the first set, they were able to go back and forth, and he was able to keep things even right until the end of that first set. An early separation would, I think, only fuel Dylan's fire here.
Come on, baby!
As if he doesn't need much to fuel his own fire, but
Love
certainly a break here and a 3-1 lead would seem pretty significant. Things unraveling quickly here in this fourth game, second service game for Vink here in the second set, down love 40.
Oh, it's another double.
Game. Alcott.
And that
Ball
could be
change,
a
please.
huge moment in the context of this match and second set.
Alcott leads 3 games to 1. Second set.
Gives Dylan Alcott a degree of comfort in the scoreline. He's got a 2-game cushion. Halfway through this second set, it's the USOpen.org. That's your online home for point-by-point live scoring highlights. Real-time stats on there, all the draws, the schedule. It's the official tournament website, USOpen.org. New balls to serve with 2 to look to open up a 4-1 lead. He's got a little bit of extra pace off the court.
And the errors are coming off the Vink racket
50 love.
a little bit more frequently now. Free points, easier points for Dylan. Only going to make him loose, play with a lot of confidence.
30 love.
Certainly the moment does not seem to be too much for him right now. Does seem to be a little bit much for Vink all of a sudden.
$30-15.
Return, another collision with the
30 all.
back of the court there. I think it sounds a bit worse than it is when you hit one of those courtside microphones. No damage done. Back to 30 all here. Just needs to refocus. This was looking good, this fifth game, a few minutes ago.
Whoa.
30, 40.
And just like that, Vink with the chance to kind of get a look here and tighten this thing back up.
Wonderful response from the young
Alcott
man from the
leads
Netherlands.
3-2, second set.
Starting to look
One
like
set to love.
this match was slipping away from him, but different story now. A run of 4 points. He's got the break back. We're back on serve. USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Centre, based in Queens in this part of the world. Around half an hour drive on a good day back to Manhattan. A
15
lot
love.
longer on a bad day. Pretty swift this morning.
Never any better than a Sunday morning.
Numbers starting to rise, isn't it? 4 in this set now, 7 overall. Played a part in him dropping serve earlier in this set.
Yeah, the pressure continues to be on these service games for Vink. Doesn't tend to get the freebies that Alcott's able to generate once in a while. That's big off the forehand side of Niels Vink.
30-15.
That cross-court forehand well today. Side of the Australian.
30 all.
It's a lovely point.
Yeah, Vink, I think right there, the problem that Niels made was after pushing Dylan into the corner, he kind of continued his momentum swing. He needs to check up a little bit, stay behind that ball, and you'd have made that first volley with a little more strength. I think he would have finished that point. He'll learn that. He'll learn how to temper that approach.
30-40.
Poised to strike for a 6th break of serve in this match. Perhaps the most significant if he can convert here. No, slips away.
Yes.
Getting a little amped up there on that forehand return. See if he settles.
That's one of the biggest reactions so far today. He knows this game
Advantage. Alcott.
could really make the difference. It is into the break. And the reaction suggesting he feels he's not too far away now.
4-2, second set.
Stay up, deal.
So a significant moment in this contest. It was looking good for Dylan Alcott after a tight opening set went his way. Good passage of play towards the end of that opener. He was up 3-1, 30 love in this set. Starting to feel like he was going to run away with it, but came the youngster from the Netherlands. Some good resistance, but a reaction from the Australian, the top seed, Paul, that he felt that most recent break for 4-2 was a big one.
Yeah, you kind of feeling it's a now or never. Starting to get in now or never moments for Niels Vink. He goes down 5-2 here. Don't know that he's going to have the stones to come back. Dylan's only going to continue to fuel his fire, which we've seen from the start. Right from the start today, he's been vocal. And again, I kind of wonder how much that has an impact on a young kid like Vink. It's just rare that another player across the net is that loud, that vocal, demonstrative.
Good effort. Trying to get that ball back into play.
38-15.
Yeah, I agree entirely. On such a big stage, big day. As we mentioned at the top of the match, Vink very aware of what's on the line today in terms of the Golden Slam. Difficult match for him to
navigate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's a huge day for the sport, isn't it?
Massive. Yeah.
I've watched this guy win so many Grand Slam titles over the years. Oh, that was beautiful. Turning on the style now.
Yep.
40-15.
Letting it all hang out now. Cut short angle. Forehand winner there. Shot we haven't seen. Maybe that's one he's been holding on to. Gonna take a big effort from Vink going forward here.
Just yet.
40-30.
Come on.
He's had the ability to will himself into some big serves here and some big moments, even following up some double faults. So would not be surprised to see him go big here, maybe up the tee. Had some success here a short while ago in his last service game. Goes wide.
Oh, it's a devastating combination again. Serve opening up the court. Slice backhand. Spot on.
Alcott leads 5 games
Now,
to 2. Second set.
just
and 1 set to love.
a game away.
Yeah, I think right now in this moment, Dylan is focusing on the tennis, meaning he's got a job to do, return serves. He's going to stay in the moment. Let's see him putting the work in right out the gate in the chair. And it usually translates to good things for every wheelchair tennis player. When you're putting the work in on the chair, good things happen. Point number 1, he did.
Intensity rising with every point right now. Just wide, halfway there.
He's feeling it, you can tell. He's going to continue to put balls on the racket of Niels Vink. Stay aggressive to big targets.
Oh, baby!
Love 40.
And here it is. Triple golden slam point.
Please. Thank you.
He's done it, and what a way to do it. It is history for Dylan Alcott.
6-2.
This is a huge moment for the Australian. You get a sense of the emotion, perhaps a touch of relief as well. The Golden Slam has been achieved. The Australian Open, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, Tokyo Paralympics just a few days ago, and now the US Open. It is job done for the Australian world #1.
As Alcott came around the net in Tokyo to embrace Vink in the tough third set semifinal loss that Vink suffered then, and now it's Vink coming around to congratulate the Australian on his amazing achievement here in New York, wrapping up the Golden Slam. And now Dylan's moment to shine.
All right, New York, let's make it official. Your 2021 US Open Quad Singles Wheelchair Champ, Dylan Alcott.